All right, we are live. Sorry about the delay here. Just had to wrap up a really good podcast episode I did with an old uh, coach friend of mine, Jay Schwartz. He started the East Metro Wave AAU basketball program, um, and I coached with him at Park in Cottage Grove for a year when I first moved to the Twin Cities. So it was super fun to get down there and get to know him and I'm not surprised with his philosophy. So I think anybody who watches that episode will really enjoy it, or listens to that episode, I should say, will really enjoy it. I think Jay's take on coaching nowadays and just the overall philosophy that he has brought to his AAU program was really I don't know, insightful and helpful, I think, for parents as if you're considering those types of things. So just getting caught up here on the Duke game here. It looks like they're up 5 here roughly midway through the second half. Um, big night of basketball. We got the ACC SEC Challenge. So you got UNC at Kentucky, Florida at Duke. What else do we got tonight? Tennessee and Syracuse we're playing. I know there's some other games tonight. Also, we have UConn at Kansas. So just some of I think I heard today 16 of the 16 of the last 21 national championships have been won between 6 teams who are all playing against each other tonight. So kind of crazy when you think about that. So we got a timeout here. Let's see, Michigan State, Iowa, we're kicking off the Big Ten season tonight as well. Michigan State wins that one 71-52. I didn't get to see any of that. But I'm not necessarily surprised. Iowa's started the season undefeated, hadn't really played anybody. Looks like Bennett Sturtz got held in check a little bit. 14 points, 4 for 10 shooting. 4 turnovers. So, just, conference season, things get a little tighter, a little bit tougher. Timberwolves have tipped. They are down 11 right before the half. Oof. The 3-win Pelicans have 68 points. Let me guess. I'm going to throw this out there. Zion Williamson has 20 points already. Zion Williamson is not even playing tonight. And they're down 9 with 5 seconds to go. Whew, man, that is, they just played better at OKC. Put together 2 solid performances at home, beating Boston, beat San Antonio, and then you just come out a little flat now. Third quarters, typically, we'll see that Wolves might put it together here in the second half, but not a good start to that first half. One guy that I have wanted to I talked about him briefly in an earlier pod when I was kind of previewing the college season, but Nazir Whitlock from De La Salle playing at Lehigh University. He's got 21 points tonight. He is averaging 18 points a game. Junior from Brooklyn Park. A little bit undersized. Actually put together a pretty solid performance for for Lehigh when they went to Houston. Played well there too. So even going against that defense, he looked pretty strong. Opening night in the Big Ten, like I said, Michigan State wins over Iowa. Purdue on the road at Rutgers. Doesn't look like much of a chance for an upset there. They're up 22 points, approaching the under 16 timeout in Piscataway, New Jersey. Let's see. What else we got to talk about tonight? High school season kicked off tonight, too, for most of the boys' teams. Girls got some games in last week. Some of the weather might have played mess with that a little bit, but I know Western Minnesota struggle with the weather. There were games Tuesday, so they might not have got those in, but a lot of girls teams have already kicked off their season. Preview a little bit of that. Boys, I think Saturday might be the breakdown tournament in Hopkins. So some big time games in Hopkins this Saturday. Totino Grace is there. Hopkins is playing. I think Maple Grove is playing there as well. So there's some should be some fun games throughout the day Saturday at Hopkins if you're interested and have the time. All right, Cam Boozer at the line. One thing about Cam Boozer I just can't get over is the strength for a freshman. He is crazy strong. Just running over guys, like getting out on a fast break and then Euro stepping through, senior 22-year-old man out there, and Cam Boozer just having none of it. So. UConn, Kansas, they tipping off in 10 minutes, it says. So Florida's still lacking a little bit of punch from losing their whole backcourt last year. I mean, that was just an all-time backcourt, though. So not surprising, but they're definitely struggling at this point, Let's see if I can pull up some of the high school scores tonight. I talked about this a little bit on the pod that'll come out tomorrow. I had Jay Schwartz from East Metro Wave basketball program. But I'm also going to talk a little bit about resources, websites, apps, places to go if you want to talk or learn more about high school basketball in the state of Minnesota. So make sure you check that out as well. It'll be a really, really good episode, a lot of good content. So not seeing any updates right now on high school scores, but they're probably some of those games just tipped off at 7, so they might not be quite ready yet. Florida and Duke have kind of hit a lull here. Nobody scored in here in a couple minutes. So a couple things. I broke down the end of the Wolves game the other night because against Phoenix and against Sacramento, they blew leads late. They get bogged down. It's really a mystery when you have guys like Dante DiVincenzo and Rudy and Julius and Mike Conley who have been around for 10 years or more. Maybe not Dante, but close to that, I suppose. And then you got Ant and Jaden and Nas. They played 5 years, 6 years to just kind of fall apart at the end of these games. So, and I think it's also interesting, like just the inbound. Like think of all the basketball those guys have played throughout their lives, and to get panicked and throw the ball away on inbounds, it just seems crazy. But I did a little video today where I talk about like the end of game execution against the Celtics. So the Wolves go up 110-98. They're up 12. I think it was 112-98. It was either 10 or 12 point lead. Anyway, Celtics come back. Wolves jack up. Dante has a turnover, misses a 3. Julius misses a 3. Nas misses a 3. 4 empty possessions in a row. Celtics come down. They tie it up. It's 110-110. Then out of the timeout, they run something, get a bucket. They get an offensive rebound, get a bucket. I don't understand why it's so hard at the end of the game to just run isolation instead of going to a put your two best players in a pick and roll, make the defense react, move the ball, trust your teammates. Conley hits the corner three off of it was an offensive rebound, and Ant gets Julius and him go pick and roll. Ant hits Julius, attacks the middle, draws the D, kicks out to Conley, wide open three. Now he's got to make the shot. If he doesn't make the shot, completely different game. But earlier they ran out of a timeout. Ant brings the ball up, gets it to Nas, cuts hard, they get a layup. It just seems so obvious that towards the end of the game, they can't run isolation with Ant. He can make some incredible shots, but they're so much better when he's off the ball, coming off a screen, cutting to the rim, doing curling, getting a dribble handout, anything where he gets rid of it and gets it back. Just seems I don't know, almost too obvious, which makes you think that they know something that we don't, but it just isn't. Whatever they've been doing doesn't always work, and be nice if they could find something consistently at the end of games that they can go to. All right, Florida and Duke, still a 3-point game. Duke with another turnover, foul. This is my worry about Duke this year. I know they're undefeated and people are pretty high on them, but I don't love their guard play enough at this point. After watching, Purdue and Houston, UConn, Arizona, I think Cam Boozer, Malik Brown is a great post defender who can guard basically 1 through 5. Gangba is good. I just Caleb Foster. Isaiah Evans is a great shooter. He's gotten better at attacking. I just don't, you look at Florida last year and just elite guard play, like phenomenal, carried the team. They had the inside outside. Just not sure that Duke has that this year. I think there's other teams that have better guards and a combination of both. Arizona's one of them. UConn's one of them. Purdue. Michigan, so far, so good. But like a week ago, all of us were saying Michigan's kind of barely beat TCU, barely beat Wake Forest in overtime. And then they go out to the Players era and they just rip through the field. They win by 40, 30, and 40. Crazy. They look like the best team in the country. So is Michigan the team that TCU looks all right now? TCU beat Wisconsin. TCU's beat Florida. So maybe TCU is just better than we thought. But anyway. All right. No one's joining. We're gonna drop them. Go watch the games with the kiddos. So